station with the most local news. This is News 4 at 4.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. In your top 4 at 4, a judge has found suspended Buffalo police officer Joseph Hassett not guilty on all charges that stem from an incident in city lockup.
Prosecutors say Hassett assaulted a handcuffed inmate in Central Booking in March of last year. Authorities also say he lied about the incident afterwards, saying that the inmate, Timothy Stanton, was taken down by more than one officer. However, a defense expert witness said Hassett acted appropriately. Hassett's lawyer believes that's what helped prove his innocence. This means he will be cleared on all 5 counts that he faced, but we will have to wait until the end of an internal investigation to determine if he'll be back on the job with Buffalo Police. Reporter Jen Shantz is just back from viewing the surveillance video of the incident from inside Central Holding. You'll see that next, coming up on News 4 at 5 and 6.
Buffalo detectives want to know what led to a shooting in Buffalo's Black Rock neighborhood. It happened a little after 3 o'clock this morning. This is video of police cars on Arthur Street, about a block east of Niagara Street. We saw a person being taken away in an ambulance. Sources tell us someone in a dark-colored SUV pulled up and shot a woman. We're working to get more details from Buffalo Police. Today in Niagara Falls, crews will be inspecting after bricks fell off a front of a building and hit a gas meter. Firefighters responded to a call for a natural gas leak. It happened at Partners Bar on Main Street. Police say they noticed some of the bricks had hit a gas meter. The bar was closed at the time. Firefighters say it's fortunate it didn't happen while the bar was open. No one was hurt.
We're working to find out what sparked a house fire in Cheektowaga this afternoon that sent 3 people to the hospital. It happened on Matthew Lane earlier this morning. Fire crews tell us the fire started in the bedroom of the house. They were able to put out the flames before the house was destroyed. Emergency crews say they rushed 3 people to the hospital. 2 of them were taken to ECMC and 1 to St. Joe's. We're told 1 of them has serious burns. There's no word yet on what caused the fire.
A JetBlue flight had to land almost immediately after taking off from the Buffalo Niagara Airport this morning. JetBlue Flight 2216 was heading to Boston. The pilot reported a bird strike about 10 minutes into the trip. The plane landed safely at about 6:15. News 4's Al Vauders is following this story. He'll have the very latest coming up on News 4 at 5:30.
First of all, I want to wish Richie well as he moves forward. Certainly appreciate all he did for this organization.
Bills head coach Sean McDermott had that to say when asked about Richie Incognito being held for a mental evaluation following a disturbance at a gym in Boca Raton, Florida on Wednesday. Coming up on News 4 at 5, you'll hear the 911 call from the man who says Incognito attacked him and threw a dumbbell at him for no reason. Again, see that story today on News 4 at 5. Well, turning now to your forewarned forecast as we take a look over downtown Buffalo from high atop our tower cam. Clear skies over downtown this afternoon. No excuses to get outside and enjoy it.
Yeah, another beautiful day out there, and soak in the sun while you can, because this weekend might turn a little bit muggy just in time, unfortunately, for the Buffalo Marathon. Let's check in with forewarned Chief Meteorologist Todd Santos. Hi, Todd.
Hey there, Christy. Yeah, that's really what we're thinking. Getting into the weekend, we are going to see more humidity. We're going to continue to see these temperatures tend to upwards of 15 degrees above average, not just through the Memorial Day weekend, but actually into most of next week as well. And that means highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Looking out toward the falls right now, an exceptional afternoon and early evening to get outside and enjoy this. Sunset time after 8:30. Beautiful temperatures. 79 right now at the Falls Airport. South-southwest breeze. That has been keeping at least a couple areas a little bit cooler. Whoa, I look like a giant in here. I'm going to back out for a sec. There's a little bit cooler, but for what it's worth, temperature-wise, you go just a short distance inland from the lake itself, and you find. No, I look tiny. Either way, we'll get this right. It's because I'm stepping in for Andrew today. Looking at temperatures into the 80s right now. So that's where we are at the moment. Okay, Magica TV, you're seeing this happening live. Temperature-wise, where we're heading, tonight, even through, say, 9, 10 o'clock in the evening, most areas should be still in the 60s, and in many cases, still the upper 60s to near 70. Late night is where we'll see these temperatures mostly falling through the 50s. So there will be a couple spots, places like Olean and Jamestown. It's not out of the question to get numbers as cool as about 49 degrees, but that's our starting point for tomorrow, which is a little bit milder than how we started off today, which should give most areas a good lead in to get temperatures at least into the upper 70s. I think places like Buffalo are good for around 80, 81 degrees. So we are going to see a few more 80s showing up on the map by later tomorrow afternoon. I just stopped that at 2 o'clock because it's close to a daytime high. The winds mainly out of the southwest at the moment, especially in our northern counties. Overnight tonight, it doesn't completely settle down. I think we'll still have at least around 4 to 8 miles per hour during the early morning hours. Tomorrow will be a bit breezier, but notice this, high pressure. Nothing going on across our immediate region. So really should be quiet through Friday and much of Saturday. Saturday evening is where we start to bring in a chance for a few showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm, and then better coverage to the finish of the weekend. So we'll have more on that side of things coming up next. But at least for tonight, quiet. You may find a little bit of valley fog inland, but otherwise temperatures for most areas in the 50s and a pretty good looking evening. Christy?
Todd, thank you. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in the palm of your hands anytime. Just download our Forewarn weather app. It has hourly forecasts. You can customize your neighborhood and our live Forewarn Doppler radar. It is free for your phone or your tablet.
Citing tremendous anger and open hostility, President Donald Trump has pulled the plug on next month's highly anticipated summit with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un.
The talks were aimed at setting the nation on a path toward ending its nuclear program. Mola Lenghi has the very latest from the White House.
President Trump abruptly canceled denuclearization talks with North Korea's Kim Jong-un Thursday morning.
I believe that this is a tremendous setback for North Korea and indeed a setback for the world.
Overnight, a North Korean official called Vice President Mike Pence a political dummy and threatened a nuclear showdown. Those statements prompted the president to fire off a letter to Kim. He wrote, "Sadly, based on the tremendous anger and open hostility displayed in your most recent statement, I feel it is inappropriate at this time to have this long-planned meeting."
The downward spiral of the rhetoric suggests that having this summit would have been a waste of time.
If we dial the rhetoric back down and try to have normal diplomatic language between the countries, we might have a better chance of having a summit.
President Trump said the U.S. will keep up a maximum pressure campaign on North Korea, including strong economic sanctions. The president also warned the U.S. military is prepared to respond if Kim does anything reckless.
We are more ready than we have ever been before.
Members of Congress aren't surprised the talks were canceled, but for different reasons.
The summit's obviously, it's not ready to occur yet.
It's clear he didn't know what he was getting into, and now he's walking away from it.
Mr. Trump called off the summit hours after North Korea said it demolished its main nuclear test site. The president said he is leaving the door open for future negotiations. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, the White House.
All new at 4, Chick-fil-A lovers, you are one step closer to getting your chicken sandwich with a little bit of mayo and extra pickles, of course. The Chick-fil-A spokesperson tells us that construction is expected to start for the restaurant in Cheektowaga next week. Now, there was some previous confusion after Councilman James Rogowski announced the project would be breaking ground on Monday. Of course, Monday is a holiday, and the supervisor released a statement saying that would not be happening. But we have reached out to the company this afternoon. They tell us construction should be getting underway again as early as next week.
Next, in News 4 More Than Coffee. A local cafe is being honored this afternoon for its Go Green initiatives that go above and beyond. We'll take you inside Perks Cafe and their options helping our community.
And top of the class, which South American country has a population size most similar to Lebanon? Well, if you don't know the answer, don't worry. The newest National Geographic Bee winner does. A look at the 13-year-old champ and his impressive answers in the competition right after this.